anybody to think that I do not recognize the fact that there is grief at this time of the year for many, many people. For all of us in some way or another, there's a loss of family, there's a loss of love, there's a loss of a dream of something that you felt, that your heart desired. And so there is grief at this time of the year as well. But there's something so remarkably special about this time of the year. And it's not just Christmas. You know, where do I want to start? There are so many things about this time of the year that are wonderful. Of course, we love the fact that we get presents, right? Right? Do you like presents? Did you let Santa Claus know what you wanted? Heck yeah, I did too. Are you kidding? As a matter of fact, a couple of times I came home with bags and then wrote the letter to Santa and said, that actually seems to work out pretty well. But it's not just about that, right? There's so much that happens. You know, I think you guys already know that I'm crazy about Christmas music. I love Christmas music. It's my favorite. I sing it all year long. I just sing it openly during the, from November 1st now, you can sing it non-stop, right? But I want you guys to notice, if you haven't already, that on November 1st, everything changes. There's something magical about that day. When I wake up in the morning, it feels different. The weather is different. The smell is different. I would know that it's November 1st, even if I didn't know it was November 1st. November 1st has a magical thing. Anybody else ever experienced that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad. And for those of you who haven't noticed it, pay attention next November 1st and tell me if I'm not right. I notice it every year. There's something so incredibly special about November 1st. And I know from November 1st that we're just coming to the holiday season, to the season of rebirth in ourselves, the season of Christ showing us the way. What a remarkable event. A birth that changed the face of the planet forever. And we can change the face of our planet every day, forever. Because Jesus showed us how it's done. So, living in Florida, a lot of people are under the misconception that Florida has no change in seasons.
January.
Those of us who have grown up here know that that is absolutely not the case at all. Not the case at all. You know, it's funny. I'm one of those people, I'm very fluid. Time totally escapes me. It's often like I'll be in a moment and I won't really understand. At that moment, I won't know for sure whether I'm in summer or spring or winter or fall. Really don't for a moment. And so I'll have touchstones that tell me where I'm at and to what I'm grounded. There's just some of us that are gifted and are just like water, right? We just kind of go with it. And I'm one of those. So it used to be that you could easily have touchstones in your grocery store. I mean, you got cherries in June and July, and you got great ruby red grapefruit in January. But that's not the way it is anymore. You can get anything you want any time of the year. You go in the grocery store, it's like, I have no idea what season I'm in, because I can buy anything I want, right? That has so totally thrown me, because I believe that's really how that's how I kept in touch with what season it was, what I could buy at the grocery store. That doesn't help anymore. But we have an organic garden in our front yard. Our home gives me those touchstones. And it's because Florida has such beautiful changes in seasons that I have those touchstones. When it's going to start getting hot, we start eating green beans. All kinds of different tomatoes show up, even though I'm not a big tomato eater. But we get a bazillion different types of tomatoes. We get green beans, we get all the squashes, all that stuff. Then I know it's going to get hot. Then when it's as hot as it's going to be, you'll see the whole front yard's covered in sweet potato vines. And those sweet potato vines run out till the 1st of November sometimes. They run out a long time. And then comes the good vegetables, which are when it's going to get cold. You get your broccolis and your cauliflowers and your lettuces and celeries, and all that wonderful stuff comes when it starts to get cold. So I'm very blessed that my partner does this year after year after year after year, and I always can look out over the beautiful cabbages and know that this is the cooler season, right? And how many of you have seen a red cabbage in full beauty? It looks like a big rose. It is magnificent. And to see a whole row of them and feel the coolness and the breeze in our yard is an amazing thing. But I have a really cool thing that tells me every day where I'm at. I have yellow wildflowers that I planted in a little contained area many years ago. They didn't last there but about 15 minutes. You know, wildflowers are called wildflowers for a reason. We have a really, really old home, and with lots of great things like little holes in the garden steps where ferns come out, right? In the backyard, we've got a lot of cracked concrete, and those wildflowers come right up in between all of those cracks. It's magnificent to see. And I know when they start to go to sleep, it's going to start getting cool. When it's time for us to get out, be out more, get to, the kids on vacation and do all that one. It's going to be hot. They're in full bloom. The driveway is yellow. And we drive around them. We don't mess up those. No way. Nobody, we're not taking them down, we're not weed whacking them. We let those things go every year, and they're beautiful. And I know when I wake up one day and they've all gone under, I'm like, it's time. It's time for us to go within. It's time for us to prepare for the coming of a new understanding of our place in life. Does all that sound like really, really weird?
No.
Okay. I'm awfully glad.
Make me want to come to your house.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Party at Roxanne.
Yeah, right. Come on New Year's Eve.
Bid for that dinner.
Bid for the dinner at my house. Absolutely. You can do it at any time of the year that you like if you win the bid. Yeah. We'd be happy to have you. Anyway. Whatever. There's such a beauty in this time that we do preparing. We do preparing in lots of different ways. We prepare, we suddenly become more creative. And it's not that we're not creative all the time, but during this time of the year, we tend to really start to express ourselves with making gifts and doing special things, decorating. Oh my goodness gracious sakes. Some of my friends are magnificent decorators. We become more creative. We start thinking about how we can make other people happy, what we can do to fulfill that dream in ourselves. Right? I know this year I'm making these little 12 hours bracelets, and I'm making these little pads. Somehow or another, you know, as we get a little older, things start to get a little and my friends are really, you know, have some back issues and things like that, and somehow or another, I'm not sure how this became my gift, but my gift has been creating these pillows with flaxseed that they can heat up in the microwave and put along their backs, right? So that's my thing the last few Christmases, is to make little beaded things and little pillows that make people comfortable, right? Before that, it was just decorating my Christmas gifts. Because I was an accountant and, you know, yeah, that wasn't all that creative, and I really had to work on being creative and showing my creative side. Whereas now I have a little more freedom and I get to be a little more creative than I used to be able to. But we do so many wonderful things at this time of the year. We make special cakes, special candies. People make fudge. Why do we only make fudge at Christmas? Why is that? I don't understand. But you know what we're doing the whole time? Yeah, if we made fudge year round. But what we're really doing the whole time that we're doing this preparation is we're adding flavor to our lives. We're adding flavor to the lives of others. Jesus told us we're the salt of the earth. You're the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It's no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. Matthew 5. Yeah. So we're adding salt to our lives. And we naturally do this during this season. Isn't that interesting? Because we know something's coming. Energetically we know it. Our DNA knows it. And we start doing these things that add flavor to our lives so that we can be ready when we're reborn to a new experience. I love that. And even if we want to be really adding flavor to our lives in the middle of July, it just doesn't quite feel the same, does it? The other thing that Jesus told us is that we're the light of the world. In John 18, Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Couldn't be more lights on the planet than there are at Christmas time. It's just not possible. We love to light our world. We love sparkly things. We love our houses to light up, our trees to light up. My goodness gracious, we are the light of the world. And I think at Christmas time we are doing everything we possibly can to show that to one another, to feel that for ourselves. Adding salt to our lives, adding flavor to our lives and the flavor to the lives of the people that we love. And showing our light to everyone that we come in contact with. Whether it's the lady at the Dollar Tree or it's, your in-laws or people you really like being around. Doesn't matter. You are the light of the world. Jesus said we follow the Christ and we got life. We have it. Follow the Christ. So, you guys know that the 12 days of Christmas start on Christmas Day and they go through the 6th of January when supposedly the wise men showed up. You guys know that, the 12 days of Christmas. Well, I came up with 12 days of Christmas. Just 12 things that you can do, one each day, starting with Christmas Day. And they're not in any particular order. Actually, you could do them in any order you want. But in 12 days, perform silent acts of service. Do something for someone and don't let them know you did it. Really, really simple. Another day, take a vow of positivity that day. Can you imagine making a commitment to be positive no matter what happens? No matter what happens. No matter what happens. You're going to be positive that day. And when somebody's grumbling, you're going to be going, yeah, but think of what the good things God's going to do with that later. And the people around you will be going, what is wrong with you? What a great thing. Take a vow of positivity. Ask God how you could be an answer to someone's prayer today. We know what people need. We know what people want. We know. So we can act on that. We can be the answer to somebody's prayer today. Think of a neighbor that you don't know well and deliver them some of those lovely cookies. My doctor told me to tell you to quit bringing them here. Literally, she did. What can I say? But deliver them to somebody you don't know very well. Give yourself the opportunity to bring flavor to their life and to be the light of the world by getting to know them better, by bringing them some lovely Christmas cookies. You know, last night we went out caroling. OMG, that was too much fun. We had no idea what we were doing. Obviously, you know, it's not something that's done a tremendous amount. I don't know if it's just in Florida or if it's not done a lot at all anymore. But we also didn't realize that the majority of people are not home at 4 o'clock on a Saturday. So we were singing to a lot of cars. But it was fun all the same. When people were home and they'd hear us, they could not help but light up. They just lit up. From shock, I'm sure, and then from joy and happiness after that. And we would give them a candy cane and, you know, snowman poop, which is actually marshmallow. So we spent our day trying to get to know our neighbors and trying to light up their life just a little bit and add some flavor. Tell a family member how much you love them today. And I know that as soon as I said that, every single one of you knew exactly which family member you need to tell them. Tell a mentor or a teacher how much you appreciate the impact that they had on your life. Connect with a family member who lives the farthest away. Then text someone and let them know that you're thinking about them. I love to do that. It's such a simple friends that doesn't require much effort at all. But if you're thinking about them, text them and tell them so. Do something special for your siblings or a cousin. Post how wonderful they are out on social media. Spend the day in prayer and meditation, and then spend your day in gratitude to God for all of the many blessings in your life. And I can post those out on our website or out on our Facebook page if you'd like me to. But I think you get the point. And I think that you could wake up every day and say, how am I going to add flavor to somebody's life today, even if it's just my own? How am I going to show and demonstrate that I'm the light of the world today? Every day, that could be your first prayer. God, show me how to add flavor and be the light. And you'll get your own list of 12. So let's make a commitment to ourselves to do that starting Christmas morning. We could always add a few extra days and do it today, but all right, well, I don't even know where I'm at on that. Let's take a moment in prayer. We see the Christmas lights glowing. We see the Christmas light in us growing. We look forward to the day that the Christ is reborn in each and every one of us. We thank God for giving us His Son to show us the way, to show us how to be and act as if we are children of God. To be one with one another and to be one with God. To know our divinity, to understand our divine inheritance. May we take this time of extra motion forward, extra energy, extra creativity, to truly rejoice in the gifts that God has given us. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.